Real Betis, the Spanish side with so much hope heading into this season, but such a letdown, mid-table in La Liga at the moment. They have been on a constant decline for about the past 3 seasons now, but with the signing of Nabil Fekir, everybody thought that this was going to be the start of a new era for Betis. But quite obviously, it is not the case. So today we head to Spain for the first time in quite a while and rebuild Real Betis. But lads, we are on the push for 400,000 subscribers and still over 90% of you guys watching the video right now are not subscribed to the channel. I don't know what is going on there, but if you're new around here, make sure you bloody scorpion kick that subscribe button down below. If you have not had the pleasure of seeing a rebuild video in the past, here are the rules. So the main objective is to win the UEFA Champions League. Every game in the rebuild is simulated except for the Champions League final. The transfers can be as unrealistic or realistic as we like. There's a big focus on the transfer window. And finally, of course, don't get butthurt if I sell your favorite player. There's the rules, let's get into the rebuild. So this is how our starting lineup looks for season number 1. Honestly, not the worst starting point in the world. A few areas where we need improvement, but definitely haven't been given a bad draw here, a bad set of cards really. Also, in a video a few weeks ago, a lot of you guys criticized me on my haircut. I thought I would show to you guys that criticized me for that. I now have a mullet. You've driven me to the point of insanity. Into the transfer business, however, and we start things off with an upgrade in between the sticks. It is Rui Silva, someone I've never signed, joining us here from Granada for £10 million. But we have decided to part ways with Christian Teo, the Spaniard, headed to Frankfurt for £17.2 million. And we have also decided to sell the right back Antonio Barajan £1.65 million. But only a few days later, we have been able to make a massive upgrade to the side here. The Ukrainian defender Alexander Zinchenko joining us from Manchester City. I have also decided to recall Giovanni Lo Celso from his loan at Tottenham. He's probably going to move to Tottenham in real life, but whilst he's still a Real Betis player, you bet your ass I'm bringing him back. Plenty more business going on though. We have sold the Moroccan defender Fedal to Sociedad here. £8.5 million for him. And Andres Guardado, the Mexican midfielder, linking back up with another Mexican in Raul Jimenez, headed to Wolverhampton for £9.6 million. And since we have Silva in between the sticks, there is no need for Robles anymore. I swear he used to be Costa Rican or something like that. But anyways, the Spanish goalkeeper headed back to the Premier League. Not to Everton, off to Norwich this time. It's a move that's been rumoured for quite some time now, but Carvalho has made the move to Liverpool for £18.1 million. And we have also sold 2 more players here. Sydney headed to Leverkusen for £14.9 million, and Javi Garcia signing with Borussia Mönchengladbach for £7.5 million. We sold a player earlier to Wolverhampton, and now we have signed possibly their best player. It is Diogo Jota, joining us from Wolverhampton for £27 million. What an addition to the left-hand side of our midfield that is. So there it is, an absolutely raucous start to life at Betis here. So many signings into the club and so many more out of it. I am so happy with what we've done so far. Little update on how the squad is looking now. The starting 11 looking very, very strong there. I'm pretty keen to see what sort of a season we do have in La Liga in terms of placement. I mean, it might be a bit of a push, but I would love to go for European football in this first season. Okay, maybe I wasn't being unrealistic there. We find ourselves in 4th position on the 1st of January. 39 points. We have 5 points ahead of Getafe, but 8 points behind Real Madrid. So definitely a good start to the season. I would take that for sure. Bit of a unique signing, this one. Haven't used this guy maybe ever in a rebuild across FIFA 17, 18, 19 and 20, but it is Florian Thauvin joining us here from Marseille, the former Newcastle winger, signing on here for £26.7 million. And that signing is going to be our only piece of business here in the January transfer window. Very keen to see what he can do in the second half of the season, and even more keen to see if we hold on to that top 4 spot. Yes, we do, quite comfortably as well. 8 points ahead of Valencia, but still, like, what's that, 35 points behind Atletico Madrid? So we definitely weren't pushing for the title this season, but we have Champions League football coming to Real Betis next season. At the other end of the table, however, it is Osasuna, Mallorca, and Granada all being relegated. Barcelona win the Copa de España, Liverpool do win the Champions League, and it is Manchester United coming out on top in the Europa League. So that is season number 1, and this is the growth of the squad so far. The starting 11 and a lot of our younger players growing up. None of our big names growing up too much, but definitely keen to see what additions we make to the squad next season. Also, I want to pay my respects to the club legend, Quinn. He's the captain. He's been here for so long. He is retiring at the age of 38. Salute to you, my man, salute. But anyways, that is season 1 with Real Betis done and dusted. I mean, realistically, we could actually go and win the Champions League next season, but we need to bring in the reinforcements to make that a reality. The player departures continue here as we kick off season number 2. It is Camarasa leaving Sevilla and joining us, or sorry, I should say the other way around, leaving us and joining Sevilla for 11.1 mil. Same deal with this man here, Juani. I don't even know, Juani, I don't know. Doesn't really matter, won't have to pronunciate his name ever again because he is off to Leon. And I have decided to loan out one of our younger players, Diego Altamirano, headed to Tondela for the next year. Selling one of our bigger players here, it is Sergio Canales, headed to Liverpool, linking back up with William Carvalho. We have sold him for 38.1 million, which I think is a decent fee for a 29-year-old. It's cleaning out season, baby. We have sold another player, Guido Rodriguez, headed to Man United for 10.3 mil. And finally, we make our first signing of this second season. It is a big signing, probably overpaid just a smidge here, but we signed Jose Maria Jimenez from Atletico Madrid, weakening a La Liga rival here. £73.5 million for the Uruguayan. And just like that, it's right back to selling Francis, the next player out of the club, at 7.6 mil. Just like Canales, I have sold a 29-year-old here, and we managed to get £40 million from Valencia for Marc Bartra. Thanks for coming. All of the wheeling and dealing has led up to this fantastic moment. Paulo Dybala joining us from Juve, £90 million on the dot. That is a massive signing, 89 rated. Very keen to use this guy. And we have also decided to make another upgrade in the defense. Jimenez has a partner now. It is Stefan de Vrij, the Dutchman, joining us for £41.7 million from Inter Milan. So there we go, lads. What a window. Jimenez, Dybala, and de Vrij all into the club. We are really going to give the Champions League a red hot crack this season, surely. And I mean, our squad has changed up so quickly. We are so strong in certain areas now and so weak in others. So there's still a long way to go for this squad, I feel like, but definitely interested to see what happens. And this is how our group is shaped up. Honestly, not the most difficult group in the world. I would say it's a fairly rounded one because you have teams like Leverkusen, Lazio that could really give it to us here. If we had a big team, like there's no Real Madrids, no Liverpools, none of the real contenders in there. So hopefully we're out of the group. Remember when I said there was no real difficult opponents? I lied. I was so wrong. We have finished third in this group here. I think we'll be playing Europa League football, but that is embarrassing. Things are going to plan though in La Liga. We find ourselves in 4th position, pretty close to 2nd and 3rd here, but also on the other hand, 5th and 6th breathing right down our necks. After our massive spending spree in the opening window, we have made no business occur here in the January transfer window, but our squad's pretty good. Players continue to grow. Let's see how we round out season 2 with Betis. There it is, lads, comfortably in 4th position once again, 7 points behind Atletico. 19 points ahead of Getafe, so we're really starting to separate ourselves from that 5th, 6th, 7th pack and getting closer to the top 3. At the other end of the table, however, it is Cadiz, Zaragoza and Sporting all relegated to the 2nd division. Real Madrid are this season's Supercopa winners, and it is Atletico Madrid winning Copa de España. Real Madrid take out this year's Champions League, and Manchester United go back-to-back in the Europa League, but I'm very interested to see, do we make it past a round of 32? No. We got our asses handed to us by Roma. So definitely got a little bit too big for our boots at times this season, but we've got some very, very strong areas here. Now it's about improving the parts of the squad that are lacking behind. Rui Silva was one of the prime suspects that were lagging behind in the growth of the squad. So it was time we made a massive statement to kick off season number 3. Kepa Arrizabalaga, the new man in between the sticks, the Spaniard coming back to his home nation. We have made the signing for £50 million. Need to get some more money together, however, to make more signings. The Algerian defender Mandi headed to Juve. And there it is, another massive pickup for the squad. Gonna shake things up a little bit here. Samuel Umtiti joining our starting 11, £75 million here. What a massive picker. So we have decided to sell Rui Silva. Made a decent profit off the initial £10 million I put down for the Portuguese goalkeeper. £30 million to Torino. Does anyone remember when Antonio Sanabria was an absolute wonder kid in FIFA? I mean, he's still, don't count him out, but I would not sell him in a career mode 2 or 3 years ago. Fast forward now, we have sold him to Cagliari in Serie A for 21.4 mil. Florian Thauvin was not growing at all. The experiment for him was over. So we're going to part ways with the Frenchman, headed to Old Trafford, headed to Man United for 39.4 mil. And immediately we pick up his replacement. It is the Dutchman Bergwijn coming across here from Tottenham for 62.8 mil. What a signing. So we've gone on a little bit of a spending spree there. 187 million pounds of talent into the club. A fair amount out as well, but we continue to make leaps and bounds with this side. And I mean, looking at it, it is a whole different beast from the side we had last year. De Vries still needs to get sold on. Got him in the reserves because he is injured, but this side is looking pretty damn good here. We've been drawn against Leverkusen once again in the Champions League group stages. Also got Napoli and Fenerbahce, so I am a little bit worried about the group, but hopefully with the growth of some players and the signing of others, we can get out of the group. Also, ahead of the January transfer window, we have sold this man here, Kaptoum, to Barnsley for £4.1 million. Get in there, lads. We have got out of the group, and we have done it in style, top of the group. And that sees ourselves and Napoli into the round of 16. But the big question is, who are we facing? And the answer to that is the back-to-back Europa League champions, Manchester United. That ain't fun. We really love fourth, don't we? We are like La Liga's version of Arsenal. Always in fourth. But that's where we find ourselves on the 1st of January. Looking to make some massive changes here. I want to go on a bit of a push for the Champions League in this 3rd season, see what we can do. So we have sold another player to Wolves. It is Loren signing for 59.9 mil. We have also parted ways with Stefan De Vries. It was the move to make. Sold the Dutchman to PSG for 53.4 mil. And we have gone ahead and signed big Romelu Lukaku, one of my favorite players. Haven't signed him in a rebuild for so long, but we have picked up the Belgian striker from Bayern Munich for 69.7 million pounds. I have also made a defensive signing here, a backup player. We have signed the Polish defender Jan Bednarek from Werder Bremen for 20 million. And a backup in between the sticks as well. Really going for it in season 3, lads. We have signed Cranio. Oh, what a pickup, 22 mil. So there we go, lads. A pretty damn busy transfer window here in the January window. Really want to have a red hot crack at things in the Champions League this season. So let's see what we're made of let's go take on Manchester United. Here we go, lads. The first leg is away at Old Trafford, the theatre of dreams. Desperately in need of some away goals on the board. Lukaku against his former side, and the scoreline is going to be a 2-0 win. Dybala and Lukaku score, and we're in a prime position here ahead of the second leg. Lads, we are in prime position here. 2 away goals to our name as we get into the second leg against Manchester United, and the scoreline at home is going to be a 3-0 win. We are actually in with a chance this season, lads. 5-0 on aggregate. I'm really hoping, however, Umtiti's injury isn't bad. We have signed a few players from Tottenham in this rebuild so far, and that is who we are versing in the Champions League quarterfinals. It's the Bergwijn and Lo Celso derby. The first leg is on the road once again, lads, hoping for another 2-0 win. Umtiti isn't injured for this first leg, but the scoreline at Tottenham Stadium is going to be a 1-0 loss. That ain't great, is it? That is not great in the slightest. So we've got a bit of work to do here. No away goals to our name. We need to keep a clean sheet, number one, and score at least 1 or 2 goals. The scoreline, are we through to the semis? No, we're not. It's a 1-1 draw against Tottenham. We're out in the quarters. 3 things are certain in life: death, taxes, and us finishing in 4th position with Real Betis. That's exactly where we are once again. 4th position, 94 points, but it gets us Champions League football for a 3rd successive season. 3 clubs that wish that they were in 4th position, however, are Osasuna, Granada, and Malaga. Barcelona, they win Supercopa, and Barcelona have beaten us in the Copa de España final. We could have had our hands on our first piece of silverware as Betis manager. That gives me a lot of confidence. Tottenham ended up winning the Champions League, so we lost to the winner. And the Europa League this season has gone to AC Milan. So another look at how the squad is progressing. Not crazy growth, but the players that we need to grow are growing, which is always a good sign. Hopefully, players continue to grow as we move into season 4. But anyways, it's time. Let's see if we can get further than the Champions League quarterfinals as we crack on with season 4 of the Real Betis rebuild. Ladies and gentlemen, we have signed the world's greatest footballer. It is the GOAT himself, Alexander Mitrovic, my favourite footballer, the Serbian striker, joining us here as a backup to Romelu Lukaku. What a beautiful man. Welcome to Betis, mate. We've also decided to bolster the bench with a little bit of experience, really. It's Sergio Busquets, 84 rated at age 33, so he's in the last dance, but we've picked him up for an absolute bargain of 15.7 mil. We've also decided to sign Inigo Cordoba, 82 rated, 25.3 million pounds, a good backup to Jota. And another backup player here. Want to make sure that if we have injuries or suspensions, our side is bulletproof. We sign Jean Jordan for 32.6 mil. On the other hand, I have decided to sell our reserve striker Narvaez to Deportivo for 3.25 mil. And I have decided to sign the backup defender Emerson for 22.8 million pounds. We now have a left back called Emerson and a right back called Emerson. So there we go, lads. A pretty wild transfer window there. A lot of talent into the club, all going on to our bench. Hopefully none of them have to make it into the starting 11 this season, but need backups and needed them desperately. But for our 3rd Champions League expedition, we have been given a very tough task. Bayern Munich, Chelsea, and Besiktas all in the group. This is by far the toughest group we've had so far. Here is to hoping we get into the knockout rounds, surely. What were we worried about, lads? That was easy. We go undefeated, only conceding 4 goals in the entire campaign. It's ourselves and Bayern Munich through to the knockout rounds of the Champions League. Chelsea into Europa League football, you would assume. But who are we versing in the round of 16? He's hoping it's not Man United again. No, it's only bloody the team that eliminated us last season, the defending champions Tottenham. That is really, I mean, if we get past Tottenham, surely we have to move into the favourite spot for the Champions League this season. Huge challenge. But we're finally starting to shake off that 4th place tag. Currently league leaders in La Liga halfway through season number 4. Very tight title race. But that's a fantastic start so far. Should come as no surprise, however, that we have done no transfer business here in the January window. I am very pleased with the side we have. The starting 11 strong, the bench is impeccable. Hopefully this is the year we go all the way. This is the exact position we found ourselves in for the Tottenham clashes last year. The first leg on the road. Last year we lost 1-0. We need away goals. This year, we take a 1-0 lead headed into the second leg. An away goal, a clean sheet. It's still extremely close, but that's a better start. 1-0 up headed into the second leg here. An away goal to our name. The scoreline after the second leg is a 2-2 draw. We take down Tottenham and we are through into the quarters. Let's go. FIFA gods, can you give me a bloody break? Real Madrid in the Champions League quarters. Come on, man. All right, we need to put on our football caps here. We need the FIFA gods on our side. The first leg away at the Bernabeu, and it is going to be a 1-0 loss. Madrid take the lead. We can't get any away goals to our name. This is exactly what happened against Spurs in the quarterfinals last year. Let's see if we can rewrite the wrongs of last year's quarters. Okay, lads, 1-0 down at home here. We can't allow Real Madrid to score. We need a clean sheet. We're going to get into it, and it's going to be 1-0. We win on pens! Oh my God. We have taken down Real Madrid on a penalty shootout, and we're into the semis. We're really trying to make things hard on ourselves, aren't we? We take down the defending champions, Tottenham, then Real Madrid, and now in the semis we have Barcelona. This ain't fun at all. A little change up here as we are at home for the first leg. We need to keep a clean sheet here. We're going to simulate the first leg against Barcelona. They still have Messi, and it's a 2-2 draw. Ugh, 2-2 draw. They get 2 away goals to their name. Not ideal, but not shocking. So quite simply, we're going to need to score goals here. If we win the game, regardless of the scoreline, if we win it, we're through to the final. If we draw it, we need it to be at least a 2-2 draw. Well, no, 1-1 draw. No, yeah, 2-2 draw because they got 2 away goals. Anyways, we're going to simulate it here. The scoreline is a 2-1 win. Let's go. Fekir, Lascelles, both scoring, and Real Betis are through to the Champions League final in season number 4. And so the Champions League final here in the 4th season is going to see Real Betis taking on Liverpool. Not an easy opponent at all. Taking a look around the other tournaments, however, and Lazio win the Europa League. We have bottled the La Liga title. We've bottled La Liga. At least we didn't finish 4th. We finished 2nd though. At the other end of the table, however, it is going to be Sporting Zaragoza and Deportivo. Barcelona do win Supercopa, and it's Sociedad winning Copa de España this year, so no silverware as of yet. But we do have an opportunity for silverware as we get into the Champions League final. Here's a look at our squad report so far. Very happy with the team we have put together so far. Still a lot of growth for a lot of players available, but for some players, it's going to be their final run. Busquets has gone down to that 81. Lo Celso up to a 90. I'm very interested to see how this team plays. Can we come away as a Champions League winner with Real Betis? Lads, we are about to find out. Let's get into it. Liverpool versus Real Betis. It's been a massive challenge for us so far, but is this the year Real Betis become European champions? Good passing play. Lukaku going here. I see the run out wide. Let's try putting it to... I wanted to actually go to Bergwijn, but it's all good because we've got Fekir. That's the run in. Come on, Bergwijn. Oh, it's a heavy touch. And Alisson makes the save. Come on, lads. Great ball there. Now it's Nabil Fekir. Been here since day one. Looking for support. We drag it back there. We see the run from Jota. Touch. Finish. That's a weak finish, man. Come on, lads. We've dominated this first half so far. Zinchenko going to Jota. Going there to Lo Celso. Giovanni going back. We've got the overlaps. Zinchenko on the angle. The Ukrainian! 40 bloody put that one in.
2 minutes.
And they're just going to score on the streak of half-time, aren't they? Bloody hell. We've got 1 minute to defend here. Firmino puts that one in. Get to it. Zinchenko. God damn, it would have been filthy if they scored after having nothing in that first half. Liverpool was shocking. Come on. Yes, good overlap. We get it to Nabil Fekir. I'm seeing that run at the back post from Jota. We put it in. Oh, get to it, get to it, get to it. No, what kind of a save is that? What was that passage of play? Are you kidding me? What? Dybala? Oh, anywhere but at his feet. Come on, lads. We need a goal here. I just know FIFA. If we don't score soon, I might score here. Bergwijn, save, follow up. Fekir, there it is. Nabil Fekir. 81st minute, puts us in the lead, in front of the fans. Our captain, the man that has been here since day one, might have just given us the Champions League title. I don't know how he missed the first shot though. Come on, lads, we need to hold on to possession here. 2 minutes of stoppage time. Wind the clock down, get that second goal. Emerson, across. Cleared away, just hold on to it here. Don't give it away silly. Blow that whistle, referee, blow that whistle. Blocked. Come on, blow the whistle. Blow the whistle. Blow the whistle. Don't give them another chance. Where's this? The 3rd minute. Nah. Not like this. Get rid of it. That's a weak fuck. Ugh. Oh my god, it's a weak shot. I would have thrown my controller through the roof if they scored there, but it's okay. Oh, deep breath, Jared. You've won it. The Champions League title with Real Betis. Oh my god, that was stressful. Lads. If you enjoyed that rebuild, make sure you leave a like on the video. Subscribe down below if you're new around here. I'm going to go take some bloody blood pressure medication. It's been JarradHD here. I am out. Peace.